There you are. My dearest. Seed of fate.
Alrighty, what should we do next? Shall we go grab a bite?
I am to return to the Academy. The anomalies of the Gorges of Spirits, the resurgence of that tacit figure.
Then I'll go submit our report and prepare the documentation needed for Rover's audience with a magistrate while I'm there. It's the political hub of Jinzhou, and where the Grand Library is located. The City Hall is an important place. Seeking an audience with a magistrate isn't too difficult, but there are still rules to follow.
Then I guess I'll take Rover over to the Nexus Tower for registration first, and we'll just hang out for a while. Being new to Jinzhou and all, she can't be left standing outside the City Hall with nothing to do. Hospitality is our local specialty, you know.
Then I'll leave you in Shizia's care, Rover. Is that all right with you? I'll give you a call once the paperwork is done.
Leave it to me.
I'll send the branch of Resin Medical Science a notice. We need to conduct a thorough physical examination on you to make sure you are fine. Come visit the Academy after your audience if you have no other plans. Yes. A physical examination would be required to determine if any disease is present. If no medical issues are found, we'll conduct further monitoring and analysis to understand what happened to your body. Of course, we won't do anything without your consent.
You guys done yet? What's the holdup? Let's move! Then I'll have more time to show Rover around. We've got loads of fun in Jinzhou. We can go watch lion dances, hero plays, stand-up shows, and then maybe the martial championships. Plus tons of different treats to try out. You think it, we have it. Chissa, Ally of Justice, at your service. Are you the one in need of a hero?
One with the sounds.
Here we are, Jinzhou's Nexus Tower. Exactly. Let me see, think of it as Jinzhou's largest service station, or an integration hub. It's something along those lines. Long story short, it's a navigator, a defense system, and a regional information center all in one enormous package. The smaller ones we ran into earlier are resonance beacons. Data is shared between all beacons. You activate one, and the entire map's data will be relayed to your terminal. Just place your terminal here.
I have the arrangements in place. Rover, you can come visit the magistrate at any time. Juzia, do you mind bringing Rover over to the city hall?
What do you mean I'm not the VIP the magistrate's expecting? Go see for yourself. Everyone's been talking about it. Every guest is important to Jinzhou. They didn't tell me I'm not. Why can't you let me talk to the magistrate?
How far did you get? Did you manage to see the magistrate? I got to see Lady Sanhua. She even looked back at me. And I even got Lady Sanhua's verbal assurance that I wasn't the guest the magistrate was waiting for. But who cares anyway? I was able to witness Lady Sanhua in the flesh and be rejected by her in person. Ew. First time seeing such a crowd in front of the city hall.
I was surprised too. I've never seen most of the people here have applied for an audience, but I heard they've all been turned down. Most people were advised to leave by the magistrate's bodyguard upon sending in their applications. The ones staying here are either trying to apply for some other people or just too stubborn to leave. The few that made it inside said it only took one freezing look from Lady Sanhua, and they were compelled to leave.
What kind of description is that? Sounds like they've met some snake-haired lady and got turned into stone.
She's the magistrate's personal bodyguard.
Oh, I've heard of her before. She's the all-round death glare / Terminator ice beauty. That's what the rumors say, at least.
There is a small chance she's not in the city hall, but it's very unlikely for her not to be in Jinzhou. Or rather, it's nearly impossible for the magistrate to leave Jinzhou at all. With her busy schedule, it's already difficult to find any time off. In addition, as the magistrate of Jinzhou, leaving the land under her jurisdiction without authentication is not allowed unless she's engaged on a business trip or when Jinzhou's safety is under threat.
Yep, there's gotta be something big if that's the case. So this is the true confidence of our rover. I agree, though. So far, you've been ticking all the boxes in our magistrate's description. Sure it can.
Have you thought of something, Rover? You mean... I can't really keep up with your thoughts, but I think a meeting with a magistrate wouldn't hurt.
Same here. Anyway, our magistrate's the best lead we have for now, no matter what she has in store for Rover.
What do you think, Rover? Are you in a hurry to recover your memories? In that case, how about meeting with the magistrate first? She may have the answers you're looking for. We're not allowed to go with you. Shizia and I will be right outside. We'll be waiting for you.
That's right. We're not going anywhere. Just give us a shout if anything goes down. Wait, no, we won't be able to hear ya. Plus, they've got this rule about not yelling inside the city hall.
Follow me. Kindly have a seat. Lady Sanhua will be with you shortly.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. I apologize for the delay. My name is Sanhua, the bodyguard of Madame Magistrate. I regret to inform you that Madame Magistrate is currently away. Prior to her departure, she instructed me to bring you these tokens and a welcome gift. Madame Magistrate advised you to explore what these tokens represent during her absence. This may help you acquire the information you desire sooner. I apologize for the inconvenience, but please rest assured she will be here to meet you in 3 days' time. Sorry, I cannot disclose her whereabouts at this time. Please trust me that she is eagerly looking forward to meeting you in person. Pardon my inability to provide a better answer. Madame Magistrate has a task that she must handle alone, but she has never for one moment forgotten about her meeting with you. Not knowing exactly when you'd arrive, she had to leave without having the chance to welcome you in person. Because she will require at least 3 days to complete her current task, Madame Magistrate wanted to assure you that in 3 days, by any means, she will return to meet you in person. I'll be sure to convey your kindness to Madame Magistrate. Please accept my sincerest gratitude. Yes, Madame Magistrate does hope to have your assistance, but there is no rush for a decision. She does not want to pressure you into anything you may not desire. We invite you to learn about our situation before making a final commitment. When it comes to these tokens, it is never her intention to confuse you with the puzzles. Instead, they should serve as clues that lead you toward the truth. Madame Magistrate deeply regrets not having the time to deliver her messages to you in person. We value your presence far more than you might imagine. The same goes for any and all information about you. Since Madame Magistrate is currently away, I cannot make the final confirmation on her behalf. But you are truly exceptional. Regarding that, my eyes can see the frequencies of all living beings. Or rather, those frequencies are the only thing I can see. You share the same frequency with Madame Magistrate. Apologies, my description was not accurate. Both you and Madame Magistrate look undistorted to me. In my eyes, you appear the way you are. They all look different. May I have your terminal for a moment? I need your terminal for Access Pass authorization. In the meantime, I will configure the latest utility modules for you. Madame Magistrate thought you might need it. The utility module on your terminal has been upgraded to the latest iteration. Now, all the utilities, including sensor, levitator, and grapple, should be fully functional. You are now granted unlimited access to all regions in Jinzhou. I have sent your terminal ID to every border pass and residence beacon. You will only need to display your terminal ID or activate a beacon with your terminal for entry. You are free to visit any part of Jinzhou. Yes, including the City Hall. You have full access to its facilities. Also, may I ask, have you decided your place of residence in Jinzhou? If not, Madam Magistrate has arranged accommodation for you in advance, here in the City Hall. I will lead you to your room if you need. Understood. We will be ready to accommodate you anytime. Anything I can help you with, Rover? With pleasure. What do you wish to know about Jinzhou? The Midnight Rangers, under General Jian's command, are a garrison in Jinzhou. They consist of the vanguards for offensive operations against tacit discords, and the rear guards for city defense. Additionally, there is a detachment unit called the Outriders, mostly made up of volunteers or reservists who serve as reconnaissance agents. Most of the servicemen of today are comprised of resonators. With pleasure. What do you wish? Jinzhou is not the most populated city in Huanglong. Jinzhou holds a special place in my heart. I can't say I am too familiar with my hometown, but I do feel a homely sense of attachment to Jinzhou. Maybe it's because here lives a person who changed my life. If I were to introduce Jinzhou with my own words, I'd say it's a city one would easily grow attached to. With pleasure. What do you wish? Anything I can help you with, Rover? Of course. Our magistrate's birth name was Si. She took on the name Jinsi when she became the magistrate of nowadays. She is usually addressed, of course. Please feel free to. She is also known as the Loom Maiden because of her resonance connection with our sentinel, Jue, who manifests in the shape of a loom. The ways Huanglong's magistrates interact with their corresponding sentinels can differ, though this is what I understand from what she has told me. I've only seen our sentinel a handful of times, of course. Please feel it depends on your decision. Please pardon me, of course. Please feel anything I can help you with, Rover? With pleasure. I suggest looking into where they examine their locations of origin and explore the sites, or with pleasure. Of course, it is with pleasure. What? Anything I can help you with? Of course. I'm afraid not. If I had anything I can help you with, Rover?
Rover, it took you so long. What gives? Was our magistrate a chatterbox? So Madam Magistrate's not in the City Hall.
The wind is rising. In it, I sense disturbance in increasing tacit fields, uncannily powerful tacit discords, and now, our magistrate's absence.
Plus, the mysterious rover.
I'm afraid.
Aren't you the practical type? I'd love me some chili sauce tofu, Jinjo Mao Chai, spicy meat slices. Oh, I'm starving. Wait a sec. We still need to meet up with Baizhe first, right?
Do you have any plans, Rover? Rover, do you mind if we have a look at the tokens?
So, what's so special about them? A candy? Oh, I've had these when I was a kid. I think they were called sugar pearls, but I haven't seen anything like this in a while. Went out of trend, maybe.
It reminds me of my childhood. I still remember the taste. It was so sweet. I was really scared of getting my flu shots when I was little. And sometimes the nurse lady would hand out candies like this as a prize for being good. But what does it mean as a token? It seems like a miniature sundial. It is a horological device that tells time by using sunlight's direction. Sundials in Huanglong usually have marked lines for the 12 shichens in a day, and every shichen is 2 hours long, with some showing seasons or months. On this sundial, time seems to be represented by the 12 earthly branches, drawn on the outer ring of its surface, and its inner ring shows the 4 symbols, each representing one cardinal direction. These are the 4 famous auspicious beasts in Huanglong's folklore. They are believed to protect people from all 4 directions under heaven. Generally, the teal long represents the east, the white tiger stands for the west, the vermilion bird stands for the south, and finally, we have the black tortoise for the north. It seems this sundial is supposed to show both time and direction. But how can it work when there is not a compass attached?
Ugh, that requires way too much brain. The color of this leaf seems a bit odd. Can't tell.
I think... Never mind. It's too faint, sorry. I can't tell what kind of tree this leaf belongs to. This is... Magazines are not native to Zhengzhou. They're not always available for purchase, though. The frequent tacit discord outbreaks can disrupt transportation and cause shortages. The midnight... So Zhixia and I share similar childhood memories of the sugar pearl.
When it comes to candies, no one knows them better than the kids of Jinzhou. Oh, right. Baijia's still waiting for us at the academy. I don't have candy like that. But I got this. It's really good. You can have one. Madam Magistrate said we should be nice to every guest. There's still some distance to the Huaxiu Academy. Let's see who reaches there faster. Yang Yang just installed some apps for you, remember? Just look for the one that's called Utilities on the terminal. See? Just open the utility. See? See? Just open the utilities keys, select the grapple, and there you go. If you want to be a hero like the Jinzhou Speedster, you gotta master the grapple. Come on, give it a shot, Rover. Oh, wait a sec. Someone's looking for me. Yeah? What? When did he disappear? Duty calls. Oops, almost forgot. Can't be late. Sorry, Rover, Yang Yang. I've got to head off for my shift. If you need me, just shout my name. And I, the Jinzhou Speedster, will be there in a sec. Stop! Stop! Don't call me that. Anyway, I gotta go. You guys okay on your own? Give me a heads up when there's any updates.
Sure. Go do your thing. Rover, let's go inside. Replied to my message. She's probably busy in her lab. Over there must be Mr. Mortifi from the Department of Safety. Baizhi once mentioned him before. He might be able to help us get in touch with Baizhi, but, it seems we've caught him at a bad time.
The previous prototype almost met all our needs, but we're wondering if you can further.
Well,
Anyway, let's try asking him, shall we?
what? You need something? I refuse to tolerate the foolish striving of those insatiable slugs. Since it's difficult for our research to deal with a man like him, I'd rather handle it personally and swiftly. And you are?
Mr. Mortifi, please pardon our intrusion. We are friends of Baizhi, and we're here to look for her.
I see. I hope I didn't cause any offense earlier.
Not at all. It was us who bothered you.
Baizhi should be in the data analysis room. I'll go tell her you're here.
Thank you, sir. This is Mortifi, a renowned figure in the Department of Safety. He was born in the New Federation, and he joined the Huashu Academy a few years ago. I heard his talent is truly impressive. People say he's a bit scary at first glance, but he's actually quite kind-hearted once you get to know him. Shixia told me he's quite popular with the kids. Children have been pestering him for all kinds of fancy toys, and he's always open to their requests.
Here you are. The data we collected in the Gorges of Spirits has been submitted for analysis, and we'll have the results today. I have the equipment for your physical examinations ready too. Any discoveries during your trip to the City Hall?
What do you think, Baizhi?
I have a hypothesis about the sugar pearl, but I need to verify it first. If possible, I recommend conducting non-destructive tests of all these tokens you have. Data is always straightforward. The first 3 tokens can be tested at my branch's laboratory. This miniature sundial will require radiographic testing, though. To access the necessary equipment, we'll need to file a request with one of the Tacitite studies related. Yes, Mortifi is the branch of Tacitite weaponry's head. With one moment, please.
Give me the items to be tested. Anything else you need me to know, you can let me know now. You may retrieve your items in 20 minutes, and the analysis report will be ready 5 minutes after that. Take a right, and you'll find me in the testing room. I don't see anything special with these items. Speaking of the sugar pearl, you all remember eating sugar pearls like this when you were kids? Oh, I don't think I've ever had anything like this in my childhood. No, I'm from the New Federation. You mean the
I remember a nurse lady giving me a candy like that.
So, sugar pearls like this were distributed at hospitals?
The sugar pearl might be a type of medicine. Its sweet taste would have made it more palatable.
Miss Baizhi, As a Huanglong local working at the academy,
I do have my theory as to what it is, but it still needs verification.
seconded. Let's find out.
It will take some time before the results are ready. If you have other matters to take care of, you
Shall we wait here at the academy, Rover?
Sure you can. But don't forget your physical examination. I'll see you in a while. I have the equipment ready. Now let's begin, if you're ready. Do you have any questions before we begin? Apart from the ancient legend Yang Yang mentioned earlier, but if we look at it another way, we might. Now let's begin, if you're ready. Can you try to manifest the Crownless's frequency without using your terminal? I am not seeing the Crownless's data in your terminal. So it was indeed absorbed into your body. The Crownless's frequency energy was consumed by your body. But how did you manage to do that? It's as though there's another mechanism within your body capable of absorbing frequency energy. How do you define monster? For resonators like you, such abnormal fluctuations in frequency tip when a resonator's mental capacity is overwhelmed. They may lose. We have established a comprehensive overclock diagnosis process. Your waveform graph shows a remarkable level of stability. You don't need to worry about that, for to put it simply, it seems there is another dimension or a creature hiding inside your body. I use that as a metaphor to express my speculation. If such a thing existed within, there are so many mysteries about you worth exploring. It seems we need a simulated combat to figure out. Please hold your terminal tight and stay still. Academy's simulated training ground. Don't worry, Yang Yang and I will assist you. Please fight the simulated tacit discords like you normally would.
One with the sound.
Administering first aid.
As Yotan previously detected, your bodily functions are in good condition, and you seem entirely unaffected by the Crownless's energy. Now, we will temporarily boost your resonance ability for further testing.
Synchronization. Speeding up.
Let the winds roar!
The slightest fluctuation in your frequency energy. So it was not your resonance ability either. I suppose we'll do another way to test your potential.
Let me be your blade. compass. Synchronization.
Endless reverberation.
Let me be your blade.
We have gathered all the data we need. The test is ending soon. Rover, you can find the exit straight up ahead.
Rover, can you hear me? Hello?
The comm line is dead. Something's wrong. Gotta be cautious. Now, where is the exit? I'm back to the same spot again. And this moon. What is happening? Are those tacit discords?
Rover! Rover! Oh, thank goodness. You're awake, Baiji. What happened just now? The connection was suddenly cut off.
Rover, do you still remember what you saw? Can you give us some more details? A giant tacit discord with a scythe. It doesn't sound like the Crownless. This is the first time we've run into anything like this since we put the training ground into use. The sonorosphere captures everything that once happened in a specific time and place, be it good or bad. We built this simulated training ground after the structure of sonorospheres. Our goal was to extract pure remnant energy with the simulated sonoros. Your arrival may have revived the abnormal frequencies we accidentally captured. Remnant energy sometimes gives rise to memory manifestations of sentient beings. I suspect it could have something to do with your unconscious mind. Such anomalies could have been hiding in the simulation, and they resonated with your subconscious. I'm afraid I can't give you a conclusion yet. I'll also check the simulated sonorosphere again. In terms of bodily functions, you seem to be in perfect health, but if you feel anything unusual, please come find me anytime.
I am Baizhi, a researcher at the Huashu Academy. Let me witness where this Yotan and I will ensure your safety.
Here's your sundial, intact as it was.
Mr. Mortefi, can we have the test results?
Simply put, it's hollow. Here, try tapping on it. It sounds different from a solid object. It's not just a timekeeping tool. It's an intricate mortise and tenon puzzle box. This sundial is hollow with an inner compartment. We scanned it, and there is a small paper scroll inside. However, it's missing a crucial component. We should be able to spin the wheels on the sundial once the right component is installed. Automata mechanics isn't my field of study. I specialize in developing tacitite weapons. It wouldn't have taken me this long if we were dealing with tacitite weapons. Install the missing part, then rotate the wheels to their correct position. However, I still have no idea what the missing component should look like. And no need to ask him. I can help you with this. I just need some time to think it over. One moment. I have an incoming call. What is it? You certainly are well informed. It's indeed beautiful data. Good take.
Rover, Mr. Mortefi's expression seems to have softened, don't you think? We haven't even asked him to help us with assembling. It looks like Mr. Mortefi needs more time. Rover, let's come back later, shall we?
Yes, of course. Indeed. You just your workshop? Stop sweet talk. Sorry for keeping you waiting. Let's get... It's a mortise and tenon-based puzzle box. The missing component in the middle needs to fulfill two entirely different structural requirements. Considering its entire structure, this component needs an automatic buckle that I'll drop a design for you. The parts you'll need can be found in Jiang Li's workshop. I've already informed him about it.
Mr. Mortefi? Is that the person you...
Yes. It doesn't take me much effort to figure out this little... He's the expert in automata mechanics I mentioned earlier. It's a minefield of clutter and chaos. A murky swamp within the Academy walls, as vile and perilous as some primeval...
I see. Shall we go and retrieve the parts now? I mentally prepared myself for the worst, but this place looks... though it is a bit hard to figure out... Rover? Please don't touch... Rover, I don't think we'll find what we need here. Rover! This should be it. Let's go back and show it to Mr. Mortefi. Mr. Mortefi, we found the parts.
Good. Bring it.
The test results are in. The mangosteen is just an ordinary fruit. It's suitable for regular consumption. From the purple leaf you presented, I detected subtle fluctuations in tacit discord's frequency from two distinct sources, but they were overlapping and difficult to distinguish. This is a rare occurrence. The scattered nature of these fluctuations rules out the possibility of them being left behind through contact. This is not an ordinary leaf, but it doesn't seem to be a tacit discord either. Based on the data we gathered, I believe it was sampled from an area struck with the wave-worn phenomena.
Yes, the anomalies that occurred after the lament, including the formation of tacit fields, etheric sea, retroact rain, and gravity loss. These are collectively called the wave-worn phenomena. And the lament was the start of it all.
As for the sugar pearl, it has been determined to be a type of oral vaccine. This sugar pearl expired over 20 years ago. The low-temperature storage life for this vaccine is about 2 years.
A 20-year-old vaccine. Could it be related to the children's epidemic in Zhengzhou 2 decades ago?
The archives in the Academy should have information on the sugar pearl. The archives here are organized in a unique way. You can start by searching the keywords at the lobby terminal.
Mr. Mortefi?
The missing pointer has been installed, and now the sundial should be complete.
So, the discs are rotatable
Yes. Align the correct markers with the pointer we just installed, and then you should be able to open it.
The earthly branches and 4 symbols. These symbols are related to the sexagenary cycle. It's an intricate way of recording time in Huanglong. Now, what kind of information?
It's the filing system. Most of Huanglong's libraries and databases still use this method to organize their archives, namely the Grand Libraries.
Yes, the large data repository.
The Academy's public archives are organized in this manner too.
I found it. It's located on the way shelf. Marche, Wei. Rover, it's here. There are 2 photos here. Huh. If I remember correctly, Zhenzhou was established during a year of Wei. The Gorges of Spirits battle with Spark and the formidable tacit discord described here. Rover, about the sugar pearl. Life has never been easy after the lament. The battle against that epidemic in Zhenzhou was grueling. Once infected, children either died. Words are not enough to convey how desperate people must have felt. They resorted to self-experimentation with a newly developed vaccine. We owe our presence here to if the sugar pearl points to the information and reports, is it related to your past? Or is it... According to the reports, the vaccine's creator died 3 years after... You mean, you could be that... They should be around your age by now. But... Rover, about the sugar pearl. Zhenzhou was the most recent city established in Huanglong. The Battle of Gorges of Spirits was the catalyst to found Zhenzhou. The Crownless is a tacit discord that embodies warts with the limited information available. When it comes to the Threnodian, there is a lot to tell. For now, think of it this way. The Threnodian is the most powerful tacit discord. According to the reports, the Crownless is very similar to our Sentinel, Jue, manifested over. The battle words are we owe our if the sugar is it related to your past? Or but you with this thought, perhaps? Rover, about the sugar we have the symbol way now, but we can't yet, so maybe we can figure out the cardinal direction part by looking into the tokens again. It might have something to do with how we got one of the clues. What do you think, Rover? I've only seen our magic that her policies. Some believe that the remarkably far-sighted and profound decisions were actually devised by Lady Changli is our magistrate's advisor, and I've also heard rumors painting her as a
Let's look back on what we've gathered so far. Our clues point to the sugar pearl as a key in solving the sundial's puzzle. Simply put, one token can lead to multiple targets, and one target may hold several pieces of information. We both had a reason for meeting. However, her tokens contain both what she wants to tell me. Maybe she was running out of time. That perhaps she's indeed a master strategist, leaving breadcrumbs for us to follow. The initial clues may simply be a test to she needed to ensure that those who may come across these tokens, if it were you, Ying.
I would emphasize my true method.
I'm back! I'm back! Finally done with my patrol. How's it going, Rover? Feeling spry as ever?
Baiju said he is in great health. We made some progress in investigating the tokens, too.
Nothing special. A typical patrol. Well, Uncle Chang's cat climbed a tree, and on its way down, it landed on Uncle Chempi's head. I received a report about someone going missing. I just logged the case and talked to the person who reported it. Oh, I also tried searching for Rover's terminal number, but the system came up with nothing. The latest record was from today when I took Rover for registration. That's pretty much the update for now. You betcha. All right, I still owe you a meal. The night markets are closed, though. Let's grab breakfast at Panhua's restaurant tomorrow before my shift. Time to hit the hay, obviously. Don't tell me you're planning on some nightly activities. Then you'll feel right at home with the Midnight Rangers. Or more like the Midnight Danger.
Do you have a place to stay, Rover?
Talk about hospitality. All right, enough chatter or the sun's gonna come up. Let's get Rover back to the city hall and we'll leave the rest till tomorrow. Mrs. Panhua, good morning. 3 bowls of extra spicy noodles, please. What did I tell ya? Nothing beats a bowl of spicy noodles in the morning.
What do you say, Rover?
Looks like Baiju's locked herself in the lab again. Hasn't left since yesterday. No, wait. Since you're the subject of that research, we could use you as bait with just a few tugs of the rope. I bet every researcher will come running at you with Baiju leading the pack. Hook, line, and sinker in case of an emergency. Rover, roll out. By the way, now that we figured out the sugar pearl and the sundial, all that's left, so it only took us 1 trip to the academy to solve half of our problems.
What's our next plan of action, Rover?
As for the mangosteen, we got people selling these at the market nearby.
Mangosteens are not from Jinzhou. These fruits are usually brought in by boat. Do you think the token is guiding us outside the city? An ocean of stars, a dark-haired girl, an inverted etheric sea, and you said it was flowing in a certain direction, pointing to the gorges of spirits on the Norfolk Barren. The etheric sea and resonance chords in your dreams are real, perhaps. It was that girl might be the key to recovering your memories. It's a site of the Threnodian War and the source of all TD outbreaks.
It's a no-go for me if you're leaving the city. My shift's coming up. Protect Rover well, and shoot me a message if you need anything, all right, Yang Yang?
Without a doubt. We Resonators can boost our combat abilities with special items. If you feel like it, head to Instructor Yan at the training camp for extra practice and to get...
Yang Yang, did you hear that? Is that someone crying and wailing?
That should be the Midnight Ranges training camp. Let's not worry. Instructor Yan is in charge of training new recruits. Defense at the city gate has been strengthened. It wasn't like this when we came back.
Access pass is required if you're heading to the Norfolk Barrens. That place is now off limits. What is your business, young lady? It's my third shift and you're still here.
Oh, you must be the soldier on duty at noon yesterday. Nice to see you again. I'm a resonator and a trained martial artist. I can handle myself. Please, I need to go look for someone. I've promised the missing man's grandfather to bring him back. Would you let me through?
Be that as it may, I cannot let you, given the current circumstances. My apologies.
Well, everything seems fine in the city. Are things really that bad on the front lines?
That's why we must stay vigilant, so people in the city can go on peacefully with their lives. Besides, General Jian is currently there at the Norfolk Barrens base. Dangerous as it is, he will keep an eye on every soldier. We have already sent a report on your case. You could just go home and wait for the good news. What's the point of staying here?
Thank you, but I have already asked the patrol station for help and tried every method I could think of. Please let me through. I promised him, so I gotta give it my all. I understand your concern. I don't want to be a bother. Would it help if I hid my presence and stayed somewhere further away? How about 5 miles? Or maybe 100? Well, 1,000 might be too far, though. I wouldn't be able to see you clearly.
Listen, nobody knows when the soldiers will return, and even if they do, you might not find the one you seek. It's a dangerous road ahead if you want to reach the front lines, and you don't even have an access pass. Your access pass has been verified. Just you two?
Thank you for your help. I really appreciate it. I intend to leave the city with them, and they have agreed.
Well, it says you have the highest level of access, so no procedural issues here. Honestly, she could lead an entire troop out of the city with that access pass, and no one would question it.
Sure.
So you're looking for the relative of a veteran, and you believe...
Exactly. His name is Ji-yuan. I don't know him in person. On my way down the mountain, I ran into his... I couldn't just leave an elderly person like him out there. So I thought I'd escort him to...
You're willing to go to such length. You have a kind...
It's all thanks to many kind-hearted people. Without them, Mr. Zhang Ye seemed confused. He's gone through... I reported his situation to the patrol station, but with the chaos on the front line, this mango, it's got some fresh-looking leaves, soft, springy skin, and 8 fleshy segments fully ripened inside. It looks like a nice fruit. I grew up in my sect on a mountain. Spent most of my time training with my masters. One day, I was told training in so I started my self-cultivating journey. I've been to various cities, and according to what I've gathered, thanks to your help, I can finally leave the city to find him. Of course.
Remnants of the past. Huh.
You don't look like soldiers.
I am Yang Yang, an outrider.
A missing person? The one you're looking for.
Yes, Have you...
I met him once. He's not officially, I think, a quartermaster of the rear guard. He must be in the rear guard's camp. He can't be anywhere else. The actual front lines are right up ahead, and we, the Midnight Rangers, would never allow...
Thank you.
Now, if you're heading that way, I have a request for you. On your way there, you should run into 2 detection beacons. They...
Sure.
Great. I'll send the coordinates to your terminal.
Please have something good this time.
Cherish every gain.
Is that the beacon? Why are there so many people?
They don't look like soldiers.
Greetings. What might interest you here?
Oh, nothing really. You see, we're just on our way south.
Excuse me, about this detection beacon.
Run, everyone!
I can't move. So hungry.
Oh, but please don't arrest us! We really had no choice.
What happened?
The battles are getting real bad up north, and we couldn't live there anymore. Figured we have to go back. We ain't eaten in ages, and we're broke. Then we found some expensive-looking stuff here. Now that the military's out there fighting and nobody...
A damage detection beacon might result in a sudden TD invasion from the direction it covers. Our frontline troops would face attacks from both sides.
God, we ain't got the time for that. If we don't steal, we'd starve to death before the tacit discords kill us.
You shouldn't be stealing public property. There's still some distance from here to Jinzhou City. Oh, and here's some money. This should be enough for you to reach the city.
You're giving us all of these? Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, you! Come over and say thank you before you eat.
It was nothing. Master once told me, the sage takes care of all men and abandons none.
Watch out!
A tough nut, ain't ya?
I just helped you. Why did you attack us?
You're not feeding us all with your bread and pennies. Hand over your goods or face the consequences. We ain't messing with no kids, but don't test our patience. Just do as you're told. Don't make it tough on yourselves, or you'll be lucky to leave in one piece.
I will not bend to injustice. Rover, Yang Yang, please, step back as I handle them.
Fine, you asked for this.
We're begging you, stop! We surrender! Take us in!
Why did you attack us when I already gave you food? Do you have other mouths to feed?
They seem trained.
Of course we're ordinary people. We just joined the exiles. We done some wrongs. I tried to run from the patrollers and left the city, but dang, didn't know the battles up north was so...
Then we ran out of food and cash halfway. We ain't got the balls to rob the army. Hey, since you're being so generous, how about you throw a little extra cash our way? There's a bunch of us.
Wait. What I gave them was enough for them to make it to Jin. I used to travel alone when I left my
Hey, what's wrong with you?
Pain comes with coveting. He who knows he has enough is rich.
You don't understand, girl. You don't make money very easily at a time like this.
I came from a seclusive place, learning the ways of the world from scratch. If you really can't find any job in the city, come to Liu Xian Tea House.
Hurry, move, let's get out of here.
No, I wasn't trying to... Wait.
Quite the sharp eye you got.
Is this the only
Heck yeah. The first one...
Really? Then why does that one over there?
That ain't got nothing to do with us. It's been that way for ages.
I see. The military's base is not far from here. Shall we?
Cherish every gain.
One with the sounds. The end has come.
Cherish every gain.
No hesitation.
One with the sounds.
Remnants of the past.
The thorns are blocking our path. Weird. We'll have have to clear them before we can reach the beacon. Oh, please be careful. They look sharp. Maybe we can find something nearby to help us deal with them.
Cherish every gain. An unexpected discovery.
Administering first aid.
Swift and resolute.
I sense your weakness.
One with the sounds.
Speeding up. Don't worry.
Precipitance! Let the winds roar! Hey, ha!
Swift and resolute. One with the sounds.
Ha! Moment of resonance. Ha!
Endless reverberation.
Ha! 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 No hesitation. Bad timing.
Of the past.
Master Tianxing, are you all right?
This is my first time on a battlefield. It feels so different here.
I know another shipment of supplies has just arrived. I've confirmed it, but it's not nearly enough. We must reach out to the city again and demand more supplies.
But the approved...
Tell them it's an emergency. We are working around the clock here. Any delay... I'll talk to them if you can't make them listen. Move, move! What is it? Why are we still not done distributing these? You new here? Are you backups too? Wait, you don't look like one of us.
I am Yang Yang, an outrider of the Midnight Ring.
Excuse me, one moment please. Careful! This chest holds vital medical supplies. If the wounded return and find no an outrider. So, you were part of the backup force, right? Oh, sorry, have to answer that. Yes, what is it? An overclocked resonator. I'm sorry, the wounded soldiers are being sent back from the front lines. We need someone to escort them to the medics.
What exactly do you need?
Just make sure they are safe. The medics will thank you.
It's so busy here.
Things are always like this in the rear. The frontline soldiers focus solely on supplies, medical care, equipment maintenance.
So this is what a real war...
Most people would never have the chance. I think this is exactly what our military strives for, to ensure peace.
Like I said...
Please calm down.
That's barely a scratch. That's not bravado. My wounds can close on their own. It's my resonance...
Stop squirming, will you? We're here, please hold him still for me.
Sure. Are you all right?
I'm okay. I'm just... it's okay.
I'll go find a medic.
Thank you for your assistance. You must be tough.
They look badly injured.
Don't worry. They've received proper treatment now. I've heard from veterans that soldiers used to be ordinary people, not resonators. But things have... Each injury represents countless tacit discords eliminated by our resonators in the Midnight Rangers are incredible warriors. Those who have to retreat from injury must have already taken out hundreds of enemies.
They are the ones keeping our people safe. What I've been doing is not worth mentioning compared to them.
Please don't put it like that. Without your help, we couldn't have helped. Now that they're all safe, you should go and take care of your...
Thank you.
The quartermaster isn't here. He's on the floor above.
Rover, where are we going next?
Here are some recipes for dietary supplements from my sect.
Oh, great. You have my thanks.
Have you confirmed the inventory? What about the spare list? Sort out the... Yua, deliver this list to Asher. You're not Yua. Where is...
Excuse me. I'm an outrider of the Midnight...
Jinzhou is the gateway to Huanglong, and the Desert Rock Highland, the Tacit Discords are not humans. They don't do supply is the lifeblood of our army, and I am tasked with keeping it flowing. But now we are... I saw you help arrange the wounded there. Thank you, but I must remain to oversee... Julian, so he never... The Midnight Rangers are no longer recruiting non-resonators lately. But we sent him back to the city. Time and with the battle escalating, it's getting increasingly dangerous out here. Oh, now I remember.
Sure. Please excuse me. I'll join you later.
What are you doing? Oh, please excuse me. Thought that was a grenade. Is this... It's a type of old-fashioned explosive. While tacitite weapons were being developed, most people had limited knowledge of tacitite as an energy source. The hand grenade was one of them. With the rapid growth of tacitite weapons, well, it's not a local fruit, so we can only get it through imports. But with the recent... currently, there's only one waterway open. What more do I know? The military rarely buys this fruit for rations due to its...
Master Tianxing, have you found the person you're looking for?
Yes, I found Zhuyan. We will return to the city with the logistics team. We will go... Zhuyan is a man full of courage. Influenced by his... The journey with you has exposed me to immense suffering. But the battle... Countless lives have been... Master Rongfu once told me, the best sages gain enlightenment in the military. The mediocre sages gain enlightenment in the bustling cities. I do share some of Zhuyan's feelings. However, Zhuyan disagreed with the intense training and tests required to join the military. He saw no distinction between ordinary people and resonators, and believed he could contribute on the battlefield, however small that contribution might be. I too found what Zhuyan said was reasonable to an extent, and I couldn't change his mind with words. So I tried to imagine what my masters would do. They'd set up a spar in this case. I didn't mean to beat him up for nothing. My masters taught me valuable lessons through sparring, and I gained important insights from those fights. The shape changes, but not the forms. The more it moves... Yes, I pretended to lose. After our fight, Zhuyan admitted he saw the gap between resonators and he realized how he was just trying to convince himself that he could make a difference, not wanting to acknowledge his own limitations. Fighting on the battlefield requires physical and mental strength. I heard you two still have other matters to attend to. When you have the time, let's catch up at Liu's. It's my great pleasure to have met you.
Us running into Master Tianxing was a one-off incident. If the magazine indicates something about war, what is Madam Magistrate trying to convey? Have you thought of something, Rover?
I think...
So Madam Magistrate wants to tip those tacit discords break through our defense. We haven't reached the front lines yet. But I can only...
General! Follow the Qinglong! Tell truth from facade. Tell truth from facade. Bide the time. Time to fight back. Retreat to advance. Tell truth from the side. Finale! Tell truth from facade. Time to fight back. Tell truth from facade. Stop. Tell truth from facade. Break. Fear no more. Truth from facade. Stop.
What's the matter? Are you all right? Oh, I I was worried. You just stood there and gazed into the distance. You were unresponsive.
It felt as if I was seeing through the eyes of a tacit discord. I think I saw what was happening in the Norfall Barrens.
An imposing warrior wielding the power of a Huanglong. The Huanglong is the midnight. The front lines are not far from here. General Tian must be there. It doesn't seem like a coincidence. Your vision. It might be what was happening on the battlefield not far away. The battle itself is a clear sign of an anomaly. The streams from the Norfall Barrens feel more suffocating. Rover, something on that battlefield must be connected to you. Resonate with tacit discords? Rover?
According to Baiji, the leaf showed residual fluctuations of tacit discords. Those fluctuations pointed to a certain set of coordinates.
And that is Teacher Village in the Central Plains. As I make myself reflect on my goals and plans, those voice over. Perhaps you can give it a try.